was my last point I wanted to make before I cut. Um, I see a lot of people upset. I see a lot of people that are great about all of it. And then I see some people that are celebrating this lawsuit that's been put into place. And oh, people should be put into their place and they need to get justice for their um, bad fortunes. They're getting talked about. So therefore, they're trying to silence people. So therefore, we shouldn't try to silence them back. It's like, holy crap. I feel like I'm in a middle school drama festival where I'm like swatting off bad vibes. I don't even know how to describe it. I really don't. Thank you. I like to use a filter this early in the morning. I don't want to scare the masses. Yeah, Twilight Zone. And then people are upset because we wanted to be prepared. And I've actually looked into a couple of different entertainment lawyers just to kind of have on hand because there's been times where I've felt that one was needed prior to this. Like about this time last year, there was actually, no, it was February, I believe. There was an incident where the same lady that's involved in this, which if you look at all of the situations that go down in true crime on YouTube, it's usually involving key players. There's usually certain people that are always within the mix. And one of them is the lady that was mentioned last night. But this incident that I'm referring to last year, same type of situation, um, accusations being flung around about Dolly Vision. And I wanted to make sure that there was actually an entertainment lawyer in play back then. So I'm really glad that we got the support and the opportunity to get here now to discuss now because I think it's really important to have that. Um, I love the part where where the attorney can tell the crowd not to crowdfund since when does an RO have a power of control? That's not even an RO though. That's the part where this is all just like Twilight Zone for real. But the stipulation listed out in that paperwork are just basically their request as to what they would like the judge to enforce upon these other people. What my favorite part of all of this is last night I get a message and I'm like, oh, so and so's live and so and so's up there telling them that he didn't get served, so therefore he's a liar, he's stealing money, blah blah blah. Well, if that is the case, people, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Irish, that's exactly what happened. And then also within that stream, um, TikTok Tony decided to, state that Dolly Vision should not be collecting anything because he's not included on the lawsuit and he's not named and he's not um, a suspect. But who were you talking to then when you were stating that the person in Virginia was going to get served today or yesterday? Allegedly, it was yesterday. So either your intimidation tactics are just that and you're poking at certain people to try to make them feel intimidated, or you're just lying now, which either or could be possible. You're either just a liar, which I believe that wholeheartedly, or you are utilizing intimidation tactics within the scope of the law enforcement aspect of filing lawsuits. And I mean, either of those two are a no-go for me. They say if you got a season to this letter to stop doing it, you won't be served the. No, see, that's not how that works. You cannot come out here on the public spectrum and decide to just spout off at the mouth and demand things and go to the court and file alleged $500,000 retainer lawyer fucking paperwork, man. That's not how it works. And then you can't expect people to try to defend themselves because we're not going to be intimidated here. We're not going to be intimidated. As far as be quiet about the case, I was already there. There's a lot of stuff that I'm in agreement with as far as Dolly Vision goes, like 90% of everything. As far as the case of this child that was missing, that is missing, that has a lot of shady behavior going on about the case, I was ready to never talk about it ever again, probably about 6 months ago. I mean, how old is this case? 8 months? That's just me, though. I'm not as, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not going to say I'm not as kind. I'm not as gentle-hearted as Dolly Vision is. For me, screw me once, okay, screw me twice, I may give you another one, 3 times, and I'm straight out. I'm out the door. You're not going to play me that way. So for me, when I packed up Dolly to go to Tennessee and he got there, he literally was up at 4 a.m. He got on the flight. He was surveillancing the neighborhood, trying to feel out the area. And then he was driving to a different location. And like I said, he was up from like 4 a.m. that day. He had been on a plane. He had come back. He had come to this location and that location. And then he's like coasting through a little small residential area, happens to freaking seem like he was dozing off because he was so tired. He was so tired. And then he went right to the hotel right after that. Like he literally hung up and went right to the hotel. But that's the extent of the stress that he was putting upon himself to try to go to these places and this location in general to try to help. And basically, once he got there, he was denied that access. He literally had me, which I was contacting a couple of people within the group of the Sebastian Rogers group. They were saying they were talking to Seth. They were relaying back and forth messages between us. And I was told that Seth was going to meet him out by that press conference and to send him there. And so that's where he was. And then Seth never came out. So I'm talking to this one person and I'm like, well, what's going on? We're sitting here waiting for Seth. Dolly is here waiting to help, willing to help. We would love to help you guys. Please send him out. So then once that failed and I couldn't get in contact with the man that way, I sent a GoFundMe with my direct phone number and asked, like in a little note, a lot of there's like only a set amount of words that you can put. But I put my number basically saying, hey, please call me. Dolly's in town. I didn't get any response. I didn't get any help with that. And so I just let it go. We did a couple of different things trying to get in contact with these people so that we could hook them up together so that Dolly could search. He came to the site where they were asking for volunteers. Didn't have cameras out, didn't have anything out as far as recording devices, and was told basically, fuck off, leave. I don't need your help. From the guy that was like standing door, guard dog, whatever his name was, from the Cajun Navy. But that was the first FU for me. The second FU from that man, that's the father of this child, he came up onto the Dolly Vision channel and did an interview and said stuff like, oh, you're not asking the right questions. Like he just had this stupid smirk on his face. And just to me, it feels like a game. It feels like you're doing word salad, trying to not answer actual questions. You are alluding to said things that are not what are being asked of you. Like I did not like it at all. So to me, basically, that was an FU number 2. There's been 3, 4 FUs, 5 since then. Dolly Vision would still continue to support this, and he would go out there and help him search for his kid right now, which, mind you, I don't see anybody searching at the moment. So don't act like you're holier than thou, asking for money and asking to have other people shut up due to your hurt feelings when you're not even out there searching. You're not searching. I don't see a single soul searching. I don't see a certain felon searching from a different state that he's not allowed to leave. And therefore, you have no right to tell anybody else what to do and how to do it when you yourself aren't doing shit, in my opinion.